in Bedford, Nova Scotia. Here at the Eastern Canadian Ringette Championships, we are getting settled in about 20 seconds away from the U16 Gold Medal Championship here on Sunday. It is Team Ontario in the red. They're from Seafourth against Team Kitchener in the white and green. A little bit of a rivalry going on here between these two teams. They've played each other all season long. They had a 1-1 draw in the round robin action here this weekend, and now it's an all-Ontario final. And no love lost between these two teams. Holly, what are you expecting to see here between these two teams today?
Well, I haven't been here all weekend, so I haven't seen these two teams play, but I believe you said one team dominated the other one during the season.
That's what the word is.
Big upset to be able to be called Team Ontario, so on paper, Kitchener looks like the favorite, but again, all those stats go out the window when you're here in the finals.
And you've got a couple banners across from us that you can see. You've got the Kitchener Wildcats, you've got their fans in green, and then the Team Ontario and rubbing it in everywhere they can. Carrying the banner, Team Ontario with their jerseys and their banners, and this should be one heck of a gold medal game. Remember, you can get involved in the broadcast 2 easy ways. Send us a tweet using the hashtag EC or 2013 ECRC, or send us an email at atlanticchamps@gmail.com, and that way you can get a hold of us here on this wonderful weekend of Ringette, brought to you by Community One on Bell Alliant Community One,
right,
as I've been reminded. A great partner of this weekend and broadcasting all the action here. It's been fantastic and a lot of great feedback from you, the friends and families at home. So thanks for tuning in. It's your feedback and your support that makes it so great to be able to broadcast this weekend. And we have Holly here. Holly providing excellent color commentary here on the game, some insight.
So, and I'm here certainly in a twofold. One, I am a proud Bell Line employee. Very glad to be able to have our friends and family back, and I assume we'll have a very heavy Ontario audience in this, but many of them probably have grandparents, friends in other parts of the country that are tuning in to watch. Maybe...
and it's hit. And something out of nothing there as Cormier kind of got that shot on net and picked up the goal.
So again, just I know a lot of our parents are tuning in. Maybe they're steering away a little bit from the Masters. The big names haven't teed off yet, so we'll have their attention here for the next little while.
That's what we were just talking about before.
No two-stroke penalty is going to be assigned here in this game, that's for sure. Kitchener setting up.
Kitchener early on really moving this ring quickly, trying to find their open shots, and that'll get a reset of the shot clock here. On our other channel, you can go check out at Rink C. It's the Open Play Championship going on right now. Some great ringette going on there. We saw a couple of those teams earlier.
The last game, just when it went into overtime, was decided. I believe Ontario won that game.
And here comes Team Ontario, the team from Seafourth, and that's going to get stopped there for a goalie ring, but it's going to be kept in front by Team Ontario. And here's Baker. A couple Bakers and Burks here on this Team Ontario. And a nice save there.
Great shot. She wasn't impeded at all by anybody in front, so she had clear sight to that shot.
And here we go. It's going to come back to the goalie for a goalie ring. And that goalie in net right now for Kitchener, it is Amy Schultz. So number 1 in net for Kitchener. Both teams from Ontario, so we have an all-Ontario U16 final. One team will walk away with silver, the other as champions. These two teams meeting in the Ontario Championships and now get to meet in the Eastern Canadian Ringette Championships.
I'd like to mention at this time our officials for this game are Mandy Avery from Nova Scotia and Becky Murray from Sunderland, Ontario.
There you go. And a big save there from Schultz. And a really nice distribution of the ring. We talked about that earlier on today on how important that can be. And the noise is really picking up.
What a play right here in the neutral zone. Teams trying to battle back and forth. Kitchener coming in. Oh, the old spinorama by number 3 there from Kitchener.
And Cormier, who already has the goal, once again tries to make it work, but some nice ring handling, but just couldn't get that on net. And a couple of very vocal benches. We've seen some of the coaches and managers be a little bit quieter, but both these head coaches seem like they're going to be very vocal here today.
Well, and right now neither team are sitting. They're all on their feet watching. Two-line pass here by Ontario. I have a feeling they were just dumping the ring in order to get a change.
But some pressure here still.
Just commenting on the officials, I know I always say you love to hate them, or they are an integral part of the game, and it is a reward to be given the status to be able to officiate at any national championship, Eastern Canadians being one. You do have to acquire a certain level of certification, and for them it's just as much pride to be here and be part of these games as it is the two teams that are playing.
And we talked about having a shot. There was a lot of space there as Schultz was right out in it. There was no chance it was going to be anything but a shot there, Holly.
I think this is our 5th game of the day, and that's the first time we have seen a shot done from the free pass circle. Most of the time the teams will use a strategy or a set play. We commented that Ringette's strategy resemble a lot to basketball and lacrosse. As opposed to hockey, it is different. As I like to point out to you every time you sometimes slip and refer to it as that, Henry. Ringette is 50 years old this year. Been around for a long time. Golden anniversary.
And here we go. But end-to-end action to start this. Neither team has sat down yet, as you pointed out.
Well, the goalies haven't, what are we, 6 minutes in, and there really hasn't been a lot of...
Oh!
I don't know, the Kitchener goalie, she really hasn't been tested much yet in that first 6 minutes. There's been most of the play has been in the neutral zone. Teams good defensive getting those from the other team and putting it back out.
And here comes Kitchener as they pick up the ring again, and they're going to cycle and move it around and get that shot on the short side, but
I think the Ontario goalie recognizing maybe time to slow the play down a little bit, get everybody fresh legs, change up. There is no penalty other than you do give up the possession of the ring to the other team to hold that. There's not a delay of game or anything like that, just to hold on to that ring.
Well, 8:58 left in this first half, and these halves have really flown by, Holly, as we watch them go by, and it's a testament to how strong this Ringette's been all weekend. Just a fast pace.
Well, really, there's not a lot of stoppage of play. You and I have talked about how the rules have changed in that, I mentioned Ringette is 50 years old, and they have made some adjustments to the game over the years, introducing shot clock, goalie ring to stop from having to have whistles all the time, so it does move much quicker.
And here we come as Team Ontario is going to cycle the ring in.
Yeah, they're down to 4 seconds to get a shot away. Clock's reset as Kitchener takes possession and brings the ring up.
And a really nice pass inside to Cormier. Cormier spins and shoots.
That's her second spin-around, I believe. She must have that move patting down.
And that one almost beats the goalie, but it gets stuck underneath her. So the ring handling from Maddie Cormier has been truly impressive early on. Number 3 for Kitchener.
Yeah. Kitchener touched the ring on both sides of the line there. She kicked it over the far blue line, tried to pick it up again. Referees picked up on that.
And Team Ontario looking really tired early on. They're getting caught out there on long changes. We talked about teams looking for the short changes, and the Wildcats doing a really good job of getting that done. But right now, Team Ontario seems to be getting stuck with a lot of tired legs on. A late change here. Oh, and a quick shot! All of a sudden, it's a comeback for Team Ontario. It happened off the free pass, Holly.
Yeah.
Quick pass and a goal. And Team Ontario has turned this 1-0 deficit into a 2-1 lead.
I think they need the momentum. They do know that they are the underdog in this game. Like their record against the other team is not proven to be in their favor. So I'm sure that part of their conversations in the dressing room before they come out was, let's try to get out to an early lead and maintain it.
All 3 goals have been whipped in. They've been hard shots, and that ring's been flying. It's been tough for the goalies to keep up with it, and early on, 3 goals in just 7 minutes. So we could be in for a few more, Holly.
We have had low-scoring games all day. For some reason, this one feels like it may be more like an 8-7 type game by the time we end up in the end of the second period.
I'd be okay with that. 15 goals.
Nice.
Really nice patience there, waiting for the ring to get on the line, and here comes Kitchener as they'll try and push the ring back and get back on the offensive foot. They've been kind of penned down for a little while. And still both teams standing. The gold medal on the line here. One team will walk out champions. The other team, the runner-ups. And if it ends up being this scoreline, it'll be the same thing again, where Team Ontario wins out champions and Kitchener ends up being a runner-up again. So
number 7 on that last play, she was sliding towards the crease even though her team had possession. She did a great job of stopping, because as in different than hockey, once if you go in the crease, somebody has the ring, you lose possession of it, it becomes a goalie ring. So it was a great job for her to prevent that.
We'll see what Kitchener does off the free pass. No shot, but we'll keep an eye on that as they cycle the ring behind, and they've got 5 seconds left on the shot clock.
Kitchener goalie is banging her stick furiously on the ice to make sure that her teammates do know that they were running out of time on that shot clock. That is an active part. Sometimes people think a goalie stands down the other end when there's nothing going on, and she does have a part to watch the shot clock and to try to help her team understand that they need to get that shot off.
And right now Kitchener making it really hard for Ontario to get a shot off. They've got 7 seconds left on the shot clock.
Yeah, the same thing. The teams are really pushing that. They're really pushing the end of that full 30 seconds. We didn't see a lot of shot clock blown.
Oh, and a turnover here. And a little bit of a spin, but Team Ontario loses it. And it's going to come right back. So some sloppy defensive play from Kitchener right now, and now players just diving for the ring. We're going to get our first penalty of the game.
I'm not sure if the call is. Yes, it's against Team Ontario. The referee's going to the far penalty box from us. 2 minutes for slashing. Number
8 is going to go, so it's going to be Claire Hesselwood. Claire Hesselwood was going to go sit down. And so Kitchener with an opportunity here. They're down by a goal. You can join the conversation on Twitter, #2013ECRC, as we follow the action here at the Eastern Canadian Ringette Championships. You can also send us an email, atlanticchamps@gmail.com. And here's an opportunity, and it's going to be another penalty. This time it's going to go against Kitchener.
Ontario goalie is making her way to the bench, so Ontario can put an extra player out.
Team Ontario captain Amanda Hodgert doing a really great job of moving the ring and drawing this penalty. Into the box is Jesse Burke, and
we have number 8s in the box for both teams.
Yeah, well, there. And I just announced Jesse Burke with the penalty by accident, so it makes you look better ahead of the time. So both number 8s in the box, can't get that wrong, as we settle in here for some 4-on-4 Ringette. A minute 16 left in that first penalty to Hesselwood, as Team Ontario gets an opportunity here to start off with the free pass. And they're going to try and cycle this ring and get a good opportunity here with 20 seconds left on the shot clock.
Kitchener is not keeping their triangle tight in the front. They seem to made a commitment to chase the player into the corners to try to get them to make an error. Shot from these, really a bad angle, but Kitchener goalie handled that no problem.
And Ontario able to keep this in. Here comes Alcock. Goes around and decides to hold on. A nice little move there from Alcock, and it's off. The bench thought it was in, and she made a really nifty move to get by one defender. As we get a battle just down low below us. But a nice little move by Alcock, almost 3-1.
Yeah, she had the goalie beat for sure. The goalie was going left and she went right. And that post was the size of a lamp pole that time, and I'm sure the Kitchener goalie is thanking her. What are their two best friends on either side of her for helping her out with that one.
3:42 left here in the game. Or in the first half, sorry. Don't scare the Kitchener fans at home. You're down 2-1, but 3:33 now left in this first half as Kitchener's attacking, and they get off a shot, and that is a shot by Amy Burke.
Ontario's getting ready to have that extra man advantage. They will for 44 seconds. Have the extra attacker on the ice.
And a couple of sticks getting stuck through the ring there, so possession's going to go towards Kitchener. Amy Burke is going to have this free pass. They're going to wire a shot in, and drops just between the legs, but there was a lot of ice in between, and I guess that's where they were looking, and Team Ontario looking to attack. A long pass down low. And that's going to get all the way into the crease, and
to take this time on behalf of Ringette, Nova Scotia, to thank over their 70 volunteers and the 1,200 hours they've put into this event. It's 4 days. And anybody who's planning an event of this magnitude will know that it's not just the Thursday when you show up to start planning these things, that they're months and sometimes a year in advance. And again, it's all on their own time, volunteer. I'm sure many of them took vacation days the Thursday, Friday to be here to help out.
And cycling around there is Hesselwood. Hesselwood has looked dangerous, and she cycles that off down low to Foreign Govers. But it's going to get turned over.
Penalties up. Both teams are back at full strength.
Oh, and very physical right there.
Yeah, unfortunately for number 5 on Kitchener, the Ontario check brought her stick over the line, so it was considered a line violation, and the possession will now go to Team Ontario.
Well, a little bit of a break for Ontario as they were changing, and it looked like Kitchener, if they could get that pass through, had a couple open players. But now they've got this free pass, and we saw the shot earlier on, and it looks like The Kitchener goalie knows exactly what's going to happen. Oh, she elects to pass, but obviously these two teams no strangers, and the goalie and Hodgert there well versed in what she's going to do on the free pass.
I would think these two teams playing each other so often, unlike some of the other teams, they've got a good scouting report on each other and their goalies. They know who's their top shooter and who to cover.
As we wait for emails, and remember, you can fire us an email, atlanticchamps@gmail.com. Oh, and an opportunity there, but the ring comes loose and stays outside of the crease.
Nice pass over to number 16 for Ontario. She comes in, and now she's drawn a penalty. She's drawn a penalty. I assume it's going to be a holding penalty. Wait for the referee to make the hand signal so I can decipher what she's giving her.
In the 18 over category, it's Team Quebec up 1-0 on Team Ontario. So you can check that on our other feed. No commentary, no Holly and myself, so you might get a little lonely over there. But some great ringette nonetheless, as a penalty goes against number 7 here, Amy Burke. And it's going to be 2 minutes for cross-checking as 1:25 left in this first half. And a shot takes a deflection, almost handcuffs Schultz. And here's Alcock. Alcock has looked dangerous and can't weave through the two Kitchener players, and it's going to come all the way out. And Team Ontario are going to try and sell this up.
Two-line pass down here. Kitchener's just really dumping the ring.
Trying to get into half with the scoreline intact.
We're down to just 50 seconds left in this period. I'm sure at this point their strategy is just to kill as much of the penalty as they can and get to that halftime whistle. As again we throw another two-line, and for those maybe new to Ringette and watching, if you pass over two blue lines and it's not touched in the neutral zone, you cannot pick that ring up on the other side. It must be touched by the opposition first.
Oh, and a shot that just dies inside the crease. And here's Hodgert again. Dishes it off, and a hot shot.
Oh yeah, I think it just deflected off one of the defender's skates.
And Wedo, who's already got the goal, goes just wide, and now the captain once again cycling down. Oh, and a shot almost goes underneath the Kitchener goalie, but as time expires, the scoreline reads Team Ontario 2.
Maybe we were
Team
premature
Kitchener
in
1.
thinking it was going to be a high-scoring game, because those first 3 goals came in the first couple of minutes, and now we're down to a 2-1, 15 minutes to play. And Ontario will start on the power play.
So through those first 15 minutes, the goals were scored. Cormier opened the scoring for Kitchener, and then Alcock and Widow both answered back with 2 goals for Team Ontario, and the team from Seafourth are fighting back as we see the oranges come out. Haven't seen the oranges come out for any team yet this weekend, but Team Ontario taking their hydration seriously.
You and I have talked about rule changes. I've on air confessed my age as 45 and starting in 1975 playing this game and stopping for till 86. 21-year gap that I did not play, and coming back, Ringette made some wonderful changes to the game. They extended the zones. A lot of people were going to rinks when their sons or daughters are playing hockey. Man, look at the rink and want to know what those lines are at the top of the face-off circles, and these are in. They are called the extended zone. I played in the days when defense had red sticks. Forwards had blue sticks and center had white, and as a defensive player I was not allowed into my own the offensive zone, and vice versa for your forward. So the zone is bigger, and it gives more opportunity for girls to, as a defender you are now allowed to go in. It's called first 3 into the offensive zone, so it's a chance. You didn't get many goals as a defense when you played back in the early days of Ringette, that's for sure.
As we get here ready for the second half, Burke is still in the box, and 20 seconds left on this extra advantage as the teams have switched ends. Team Ontario, Seafourth in the red, and then the Kitchener Wildcats in the white and green. A great weekend of Ringette here at the BMO Center in Bedford. We're down to our last game and a half now.
Yes, we are.
Last three halves of Ringette. 1 second left on the penalty, so.
While the teams are changing, it's our chance to acknowledge the parents and the family and friends. 2 Ontario teams traveling to Nova Scotia is not a cheap trip. I'm sure there was many fundraising opportunities over the last 6 months, so I'm sure all these girls here would like to thank their parents and family and friends for helping out with their fundraising opportunities.
And here we go as Team Ontario looks to add to their lead. It's a slim lead right now, but they are looking to try and grow it. And here comes Kitchener.
What a great defensive play. Ontario was at a bit of a disadvantage. One of their defenders just fell, maybe her skate caught an edge, and they were with a 2-on-1 situation, and number 16 got back and back checked. She might have saved a goal there.
And how important is that going to be with 13:40 left in this second half? A 2-1 lead for Team Ontario in red. The girls from Seafourth against the Kitchener Wildcats. And the Wildcats just keep it in. And there's Alcock down in the corner, and I think the referees have done a really good job of this game, keeping the flow going, Holly. We've seen a lot of penalties in some of the games, but I feel like the flow has been really strong.
Well, I find they're pretty quick to blow down possession, to whether it's a goalie ring or a free pass, just to avoid that extra contact along the boards, which unfortunately draws penalties sometimes.
It's really kept this an open game.
Yeah. Ringette is a game of no checking, no body contact, but it happens at this speed. These girls, that was a 2-line touch, both sides of the blue line there for Kitchener.
Almost 2 o'clock here in Halifax. They've been here since 8 a.m. It's been a long day of Ringette, but some great goals, some great play as they get a free pass here from Team Ontario.
And certainly you and I have been playing the strategy game as the clock winds down. We'll see what the coach's plans are for the goalie. Again, a rule change that came into effect for Ringette over the last few years, which is the ability to pull the goalie in those last seconds, is similar to hockey, to put that extra attacker on the ice. We saw interesting strategy in the semifinal game with Ontario. 11 minutes left in the second period. They were pulling their goal. And
Team Ontario gets the ring back right now. It turned it over momentarily to reset the clock. Now it's gone down low into the corner. Here comes Team Ontario. Oh, and gets a shot off, tangled up in the middle, and now there's a pile of 3 players.
Yeah, that shot missed the net, so unfortunately Ontario wasn't able to get the clock reset.
A big opportunity there as a couple of Kitchener players were down on top of one of their own, creating odd man numbers, and here comes Hodgert, and then the ring gets through the Kitchener defender, but just unable to do anything about it. So some really sloppy play down there in the Kitchener end as these two teams battle it out. We have 11 and a half minutes left. There's a high shot from Alcock.
Ontario player unfortunately slid in the crease there.
And you can feel the intensity creep in now, Holly, as we're heading into almost our final 10 minutes. Just a 1-goal game. The championship between these two teams was just a 1-0 game. That was the Ontario finals, so no love lost between these two teams in close games.
We are here at the BMO Center. It's a beautiful facility. It's only a couple years old here in Bedford, 4 pads. And what we talked about earlier is the importance of girls and girls in sport. And this entire arena all day, the for A, B, and C, and D in operation, females. A and B today were female hockey, and of course Ringette in C and D, but it was Ringette here all weekend, and it's great to see our young ladies out playing in a competitive edge and sport. It's great.
Some great passing right now here from the Wildcats, but they'll have to reset with just 10 seconds left on the shot clock. They'll need to get a shot off, but Team Ontario doing a fantastic job of blocking shots. And they'll get a full 30 again.
They're playing their triangle high, keeping on Kitchener out. There hasn't been a shot fired in a few minutes here during this time.
Oh, and a shot that goes down low. Resets the shot clock, and they're really wearing down this Team Ontario line now. Oh, and a nice little move and a goal.
Her team down, giving her some reassurance. Again, it's a tie game.
A really nifty move there as Burke went back and forth, a little ring handling, and goes over the right shoulder. But we've got a 2-2 game. Very tight battle with 10:30 left in this first half.
Well, this is the only goal scored in this period so far.
What happened to the 8-7 game you promised me, Holly?
Didn't happen.
As we get going, Alcock is just going to dump this across the blue line.
That was a great pickup she made, though. I don't think people can, until you play the game, know the speed of when that ring comes and the fact that you can put a stick and spear it like that. It's a great talent, great hand-eye coordination for sure.
Well, I already know I'd be rubbish at Ringette because I wouldn't be able to do that. It's one of those things for me that I feel as we get a penalty coming, or it is a penalty coming, the penalty as Hodrick comes on.
Ontario's pulled their goalie for that extra attacker out there, 4 in against 3.
And there you go, the delayed penalty finally called and killed. That was a whole minute almost of the extra advantage, and
but you talk
Farquharson's going to go back over, and we're going to get a penalty here.
You talk about playing. I can remember in my high school days when our Ringette team would play against the boys hockey team, and they just couldn't spear that ring. They would constantly be trying to slap at it like it was a puck. It was fun to go around them.
And Jesse Burke in the box now for Kitchener as a extra man advantage here for Team Ontario. This is for the gold in the U16, and a nice little move there.
Goalie come right out. I think she got her stick on that to take that away from the Ontario.
And some very aggressive back checking here from Team Ontario. This goes over, and here's the goal scorer again. Burke cycling around.
She's got just 6 seconds on the shot clock to get something away here.
Oh, and what a move that was.
Goalie anticipated that. She shifted over to her post, took that angle away.
And splitting the D right there. And now a couple players down, and a shot gets off and comes flying back out off of Farquharson's pads. And a minute left on this power play. Keep in mind it's a Team Ontario power play, but Kitchener with all the control right now down the other end. Oh, and a shot. It comes back out, and it's right in front.
Back here, C. Get it over.
The Ontario goalie, again, she had clear sight to that, so she made a great save. Ontario trying to kill a little time here. Get a team, fresh legs out. Using the boards for a pass.
It's going to come all the way across for Team Ontario. And then all the way back out.
I think somebody must have touched both sides of the line there, same pass. I missed that.
Another really close opportunity here as it's getting down to the nail-biting last few minutes. 7:26 left. And we're going to get it turned over again.
Kitchener had 4 in the zone, in the offensive zone. They're not allowed to have that unless their goalie is out. So possession will now go back to Team Ontario.
Don't forget, friends, you want to join the broadcast, send us an email, atlanticchamps@gmail.com. I know most of you are probably sitting here in the stands.
Oh, there's a lot of tweets coming in from home. Not everybody can make the trip. Maybe they have other children at home they have to stay behind. So we're glad as a Bell Alliant that we're able to provide that opportunity for them to sit at home. You like to say sit home around the TV, but in this day and age you say sitting home gathered around the computer.
As we do get an email in here, this is from Tanya Croak cheering on Avery Wedo for the gold, so cheering on Seafourth. So you're welcome, Tanya, and we're glad to do this, as Holly said, as we get down right now in a 2-2 game. Hopefully you don't get too nervous sitting at home, screaming at the computer.
Oh, what a great pickup there by number 11 from Ontario. That ring was rolling on its side, and she speared it.
Oh, and a shot right there that goes off the stick of Van Bakel. A huge opportunity.
Ontario player came back through, cut across a little too close to the crease, had to give up possession. What a great pass out by the goalie. We talked about that earlier, how important it is for the goalie to be able to send that ring out like a frisbee for her team to pick up easily.
As here we go.
Ontario making a full change, all 5 players changing out.
6:30 left here in the second half. A 2-2 game.
I don't expect with a tie game to see any goalies coming out of the out of nets. Ontario seems to be anticipating a shot from Kitchener. They were blocking the net.
Well, here we go. And Kitchener is.
A couple of drop passes here from Kitchener. A great blocker save made by the goalie. That looked like it was aiming right for the corner.
And Kitchener's going to reset with 20 seconds left here on the shot clock. That's Jordan Harrison. And now coming out wide there is Allison Struck.
Oh, we have a tripping penalty coming up.
Struck is very, very good to hold on to the ring there as she goes down. And the thing I love about Ringette, you've got the 2 players at the center ice just standing there, just waiting. As we continue here as this action happens on here. Now Wedo comes back in.
Of course, Kitchener had the extra attacker on the goalie, racing into the box and sending 4 into the zone.
So here we go. We'll wait to see which number it is go to the box. I think it's going to be
10?
Yeah, Alcock, number 10.
They were both fighting over the ring. Unfortunately, she did take the Kitchener player down.
And Seafourth will take the penalty, and here comes
even
Team
though
Ontario.
The penalty was called to Ontario, it was Kitchener that made the infraction by going in the crease, so Ontario did actually manage to maintain control on a free pass for that, in case some people were wondering.
And here comes Team Ontario down to our blind side down there. It's going to get blown down. The ref's giving us a break there, Holly, as we can't see down that end. You know, because the Team Ontario team is not, Team Ontario and Kitchener have not sat down this entire game.
There has not been too many people sitting on the benches.
As here is number 16, Amanda Hodger, and she's taking a number of shots off the free pass, and she's going again. And that takes an awkward deflection. The goalie had no idea where it was, but it didn't end up being a dangerous shot. And now here comes Kitchener, a nice pass over the blue line.
Pass, number 7 going right up the middle.
And a hot shot.
She went 5-hole, but the goalie caught that no problem.
And here comes Kitchener once again. It's Amy Burke who's cycling around and gets it over to the goal scorer, Tara Burke. And now back to Burke at the top. And a lot of Burkes on the ice right now. Team Ontario chasing just to try and slow it down. And a shot comes off. It drops just outside the crease. And the referee's going to call that one back. It's going to be the goalie ring. And so Farquharson will have an opportunity to toss this one out. And he gets a really high throw. It's going to go over the blue line. So it's going to get touched here by Kitchener. But Farquharson just getting rid of the ring. And now coming in is Burke. That's Amy Burke, who's going all the way around, trying to draw that penalty there. Not enough contact. And then there's number 5, Jordan Harrison, the ring all the way up on her hand. As that's going to get whistled down. And with 4:11 left in the second half, Alcock still in the box for Team Ontario. 30 seconds left on that penalty. And we're going to get a timeout.
Who's calling the timeout? Ontario? Kitchener?
Timeout Team
Kitchener.
Ontario.
I think she...
We'll find out
Yeah.
who. So it is
Yeah.
Team Ontario, Seafourth. So timeout there. A chance for them to maybe cool off a little bit, calm and collect themselves. 30 seconds to relax. They've been kind of skating around their own end since those goals by Kitchener. Kitchener now also with the opportunity to kind of come up with a game plan for 4:10. We haven't seen overtime hockey yet, Holly.
Ringette.
Or we haven't seen
Just a minute. This is where I hit you.
Well, we haven't seen overtime hockey all weekend
Ringette.
either.
No, you haven't seen any. 'Cause you've been here watching Ringette.
Yeah,
It's very
exactly.
hard.
So we haven't seen either that or the overtime ringette on this rink, but we did have overtime in that matchup of the bronze medal for the U14 game on the other rink, and ended up being a doozy. So on this side right now with 4:10 left, it's 2-2 in this second half. And here, Team Ontario is going to start with the ring.
30 seconds left in the penalty. Ontario is circulating around. Sometimes I see number 5 from Kitchener, quite aggressive on the stick check.
So that's Burke down there, and now chasing in is Casey Miller. And it comes out up top to Burke. Burke makes a nice little spin. They've got 25 seconds left, so lots of time to work with on the shot clock. The penalty's expired, so 3:40 left in this game. We've got even strength. That's going to get tipped.
She did tip that. Fortunately, she still can't touch it on the other side.
So she goes in and chases and slows it down. As we can see, Saint-Marie Dabas, the team getting ready for that U19 championship coming up next. They're sitting over there. And now here comes a nice spin move from Maddie Cormier. Cormier scored that beautiful goal to start the game off, and there another spin move again. And that shot is going to take a deflection. It was off the stick of Jessica Quinn, and now it's going to come right back up. There's Burke. Burke with a couple of nifty moves. And the shot gets through and not in, but then...
That was a blind shot too. I don't think the goalie saw that till it hit her goalie pad.
Maddie Cormier there, her shot on the rebound stops just dead in the crease, so Farquharson gets off easy there. And with 2:51, it's a 2-2 game. And a shout out to Justin Wagler watching your girlfriend Maddie Cormier, who was just taking the shot, so perfect time to send the tweet. So hi there to Justin, cheering on Maddie. Maddie has had a great game, had a really nice goal early on. And I'm sure she'll be looking to try and get the next goal as her team's in this 2-2 tie with 2:30 left in this game.
Ontario making a dangerous pass in front of their goalie to try to get the ring out. Those are the kind of passes that make coaches nervous.
If you're a team like Team Ontario, maybe you don't want to go to overtime. You don't want to go to the extra time. If the odds are in the favor of the team that's got the better record in the regular season, Team Ontario wants to finish this now with 2:24 left, not take their chance in overtime. But here we go, a free pass.
Overtime, I assume, will be sudden death, so I don't think any team wants to take their chance going there at all.
And here's the free pass. It's going to be Amy Burke controlling and looking to pass it across the blue line. Gets it in and a shot, but it's stopped. And a goalie ring there, but
she must have hung on to it past the 5 seconds that is allotted for her to dispose of the ring.
a little too long there.
Yeah, a little too long.
But, you know, that's all it takes in a game like this. And now a free pass opportunity for the Wildcats in the offensive zone with 2:07 left. So starting off with the ring here is Jordan Harrison. And she's going to drop it off there to Jessica Quinn. Quinn is going to dance around, but Harrison picks that ring back up.
Number 14 from Ontario was just looking at that extended zone line, just hoping to see that ring pop over, and she could have grabbed it and taken off with it.
Minute 44 left here in this second half.
It looks more and more like we're heading to overtime.
And the open game, the final score, Quebec wins 1-0 over Team Ontario. So that was also a nail biter over there on
shutout
Ring
for the
C.
Quebec goalie. Nice way to finish the year off with a gold medal and a shutout.
And that was that Team Ontario team that scored with 2.8 seconds left in the game we saw here on Rink D. And here comes Tara Burke dancing around one defender. Still holding on with 8 seconds left. Nowhere near a shot right now, but here comes Burke. Burke with a backhand.
Just trickled by. I think the Ontario goalie got a small piece of that to deflect it and push it into the behind the net.
Here's Burke again. Burke all over the ice right now, Holly, as she's dancing with the ring, but can't get the shot that they need to get the goal. And there's Burke again. Goes around one defender and just almost trying to do too much there as the players get tangled up. And 57 seconds left in regulation. We could be in for some overtime ringette.
Kitchener's playing a man-on-man situation here and has forced the goalie to hang on to that ring a little too long.
So 51.6 seconds left.
Kitchener's really been pressing this last 3 minutes of this game. I don't think there's been a shot down in the other zone for quite a while.
Keep in mind that Seafourth has already used a timeout.
Kitchener has a screen on with the goalie right now. As long as you're not looking at her, you can do that.
Yeah, here we go. There's Burke with the shot, gets blocked. And then Harrison picks it back up. Here's Jordan Harrison. She falls, and it's going to go harmlessly into the crease. And Ferguson able to get rid of the ring, but only as far as a Kitchener player. Not a great distribution. And here you go on the far side.
25 seconds left here.
That was Jessica Quinn dancing around. 15 seconds left, and here's Quinn. Quinn gets a shot off. It gets blocked.
The referee seemed to be letting them just play this last bit out. There's a couple of high checks going on there on sticks that I know that Kitchener was looking for a penalty on.
And Ferguson's just going to toss us all the way down across.
So, of course, because the goalie has thrown that out into the center zone, nobody's touched it. Ontario was not allowed. And it looks like our first overtime.
So we're going to have overtime hockey here, or overtime ringette here.
Poor Henry, you're going to be black and blue.
And we're getting ready. You can see that the U19 players are ready and itching to get on the ice here to play their game. We have that gold medal coming up. Right now, I guess we're going to decide what end they're going to, and we're just going to make sure the teams know what these rules are for the overtime.
There's a coin toss going on right here in front of us.
So we're going to have sudden victory here in our ringette overtime. It's 15 minutes. So in the sudden victory, if there is no winner after 50 minutes.
Shootout?
No, we get another 15 minutes.
Oh.
So we could be in for a long one here if this stays scoreless, but we're hoping we'll get a nice goal early on. We can get our U19 gold medal game on. But Team Ontario against Team Kitchener. Two Ontario teams battling out, and a lot on the line for these two teams. Not just the gold medal, but a fierce rivalry that's developed over the season. And you can hear the fans are still very loud, and they're ready to go, and we're going to get some overtime Sudden victory. As we're here, and they're getting a look at us here at home. And so, Holly, we were looking at this game. Is there a player you think that could really break this open for either side?
I don't know so much if it's somebody on the ice or if it's the goalies. They're the ones right now that in my opinion, have all the pressure on them. Whoever lets in that goal is going to just feel the weight on the world on their shoulders and feel that they let their team down. So I'm hoping that whatever goal wins this game is I like to say a clean goal, nothing that you know you should have stopped.
For me, I think it would be an easy bet to just say a Burke's going to score because there's three of them. But I don't know. Maddie Cormier has done some special things early on for Kitchener. And a player like Hesselwood or Wedo for Team Ontario could easily break this one open, as we're now into Sudden victory overtime. Team Ontario in the red, Kitchener Wildcats in the white and green.
It has been a while since there was a goal
scored. And a turnover here, and here's Maddie Cormier.
Now there's a penalty coming up. I do know that Lindsay informed us that sometimes there can be a penalty shot in this situation. I'm not sure if that's going to happen here or not. The referees are both discussing it.
And what the ruling is.
On whether they feel that there was a penalty shot. They're coming to the bench. So. Oh, just going to be a straight penalty for a hook.
So it's going to be a hooking penalty.
Sometimes
go against the captain.
And I know sometimes we hate penalties, but was that a good penalty or not? If she had not have interfered in that way, she might have gone in and scored. So I think she's having a conversation with the Kitchener. They might have felt that was a time when the penalty shot should have been implemented.
And if there's a player I want to see in a penalty shot, it's Maddie Cormier. She's had one heck of a game, a couple different moves, and I'm not sure about the rules on what the ring can do on a penalty shot, but I'm assuming it'd be pretty exciting to watch happen, Holly. I don't know, did they have penalty shots when you were playing?
They did not.
Okay, so something new and exciting.
Well,
I don't like to see games end on penalty shots. I always think it's a heartbreak, and
I like to think I had two stages of my Ringette career, the 75 to 86, and then of course back playing since 2008. So
have you taken a penalty shot in your time back yet?
I'm defense, so I don't like to get involved in that goal scoring opportunity.
You haven't found your scoring flourish now with the new offensive rules?
I did get one from center ice when they pulled the goalie. I was excited about that.
Well, here we go. 14:08 left here in this overtime Ringette game. A minute 35 left to this penalty to Hodgert, who's in the box for Team Ontario. Team Ontario coming in after beating Kitchener 1-0 in the Ontario finals. So Hodgert getting some instructions from her bench. You can feel the intensity, and you can tell in the crowd because the crowd is sitting and watching. They're not standing anymore. They're quiet. The benches still haven't sat for the entire game. And
now we have a 2-on-1 opportunity here.
Oh, and a shot from Jessica Quinn, and you might have thought she might pass that.
Might have passed, yep.
She had Casey Muller with her, and now here is Jordan Harrison. Harrison has looked dangerous and gets a shot off, and I thought that went in for a second, but it goes off the sign behind and comes back out. So only 7 seconds left on the shot clock.
The Ontario goalie has made 3 saves here in the first few minutes of this overtime period.
And with both sets of fans screaming every time a save's made and a goal is made.
Ontario player brought the ring over the blue line in her attempt to try to get it out into center ice.
A little bit of a brain cramp there, and you do something like that.
I think Kitchener, she might have been impeded a little bit by the Kitchener back check. However, the possession and the free pass will go to Kitchener.
And this is dangerous as they've got the extra player.
It's still a 3-on-3 though in the offensive zone as Ontario's allowed to bring a forward in to take the spot of the penalized defender.
And there we go as it's Tara Burke who gets turned back. And here comes Amy Burke. And Tara Burke with a wild shot goes over top. makes a connection, and then the shot clock gets restarted, and now it's going to be a goalie ring. So it's kind of a stop-start way to start off this overtime as a player collides with the goalie and then with the net, so the net's off its moorings.
Kitchener did a great job there of trying to impede the goalie from throwing the ring out to a free player. They did a man-on-man.
And without a lot of physical contact, you don't often see the net coming off. I think that's the first time I've seen it today in the 7 games we've done, or the 6 games we've done. Lots of tense moms and dads and friends and families watching at home, and in the crowd as the crowd nervously looks on. For both these two teams, though, to get into this finals is pretty special. But you'd want to leave with that gold medal around your neck.
Penalties expired. Both teams are back at full strength.
And here we go.
16 for Ontario has stayed out on the ice. She's moved to the forward position.
Lindsay Govers here with the ring is going to come in. She's going to find Hodgert up there, number 16. We haven't had a shot on net against Kitchener in a very long time, Holly.
No.
I just had to physically turn my body again to look down this end. As we get ready here, and some opportunities here for Team Ontario as they're going to get a free pass. We know Hodgert loves to take this shot.
And I would think with 4 seconds left on the shot clock, she's going to be right at the goalie.
And this could be it right here. And look how far Amy Schultz is out. But there's a defense or a forward on the far post, so some trickery could happen still.
Well, you know.
Oh, and that's the danger. As you can see, there is the danger when you bring the goalie that far out. But Schultz able to dive back.
Penalty coming up here. I'm not sure. The Kingston goalie was out very far in the net there, and she pounced on the ring.
Penalty, Kitchener, number 1.
To the goalie, yes. Amy was outside of her crease when she jumped on the ring. I would say a delay of game. I'm not sure.
So it's going to be that penalty against everyone, but Casey Mueller in the box with us hanging out. Gets a serve the penalty. Gets her name shouted out there to the friends at home, and 12:03 left here. Has a huge opportunity in sudden victory overtime here for Team Ontario. And they're going to try and cycle the ring, and a couple of nifty moves there. They come all the way to Hodger, and then back again across to Avery Weddle. Weddle already has a goal, but here comes Kitchener. It's across to Quinn, but Quinn's going to turn it over, and heading back is Jesse Hennessy. In across and a shot.
It was from it was a very steep angle there.
And Weddle with a nice shot though, but as you said, a sharp angle, but now here once again.
Goalie came out, challenged her on that.
We have a free pass opportunity here with a full shot clock. And Hodgert's going to take a seat.
That's the first time she's come in. She was on the ice, got a penalty, was in the penalty box, and then out.
Keep your best players on the ice during the overtime period, and here we are. And Kitchener's going to get this to the line, but not out, so Team Ontario able to keep it in. And there's a shot, it goes high, and a big deflection, and it's loose again. And once again, another free pass for Team Ontario. So Team Ontario is laying it on thick, Holly. 11-11 left in this overtime.
I was just wondering with Lindsay standing here if there's a flood between overtime periods if we go into a second one, no?
We just keep playing.
I'm just wondering.
Until the last person standing. As we continue here in sudden victory. And this ring's going to go across, and it's a good point you bring up because now the ring is moving a lot slower than it was.
And that's what I was wondering, the snow starting to build up out there.
I don't know if I wore warm enough footwear to be here for a couple of overtimes. Oh, and that's a tricky shot, stopped. And Schultz gets down low. And you know what? After we had that early couple of goals, these two goalies have really played well, Holly.
they've not given anybody much opportunity, that's for sure.
Here comes Burke, and it goes to Baker. And a bit anticlimactic as Kitchener gets her first shot in a while, and it gets blown dead for a goalie ring.
Well, again, as we mentioned, the ice is, we're into our third period. There's a lot of snow. There's a lot of snow outside too, but it seems to be in here right now in the game that's slowing the ring down.
Very scrappy play right now. Hodgert, takes out a player, and
yeah, it was a great check, poke check, and unfortunately the forward for Ontario reached over that extended zone line and touched the ring, which she's not allowed to do, so possession will go to Kitchener.
The referees are doing a really good job. We talked about it early on, really adjusting to the flow of this game and letting a little bit of physicality in. And even though there's no body checking, it's still been a pretty hard-fought game between these two teams. As here comes a chance for Jordan Harrison. Harrison's looked very strong as well in the last little while for Kitchener. And once again, we get another goalie ring. And Alcock and Cormier getting involved off the puck just over there in the corner. Those two have been all over each other all game long.
The Kitchener goalie, the Ontario goalie struggling to try to find somebody open for the second straight time. This is third time now goalie ring. The Ontario players really need to try to find a way to shake off the Kitchener. They're not giving their goalie anybody to throw to.
And this game has really slowed down. We had such a torrid pace to the start this overtime. But as the ice quality slows down and the players get more and more tired, very, very choppy and sloppy play going on, Holly. And this is going to come all the way out.
Yeah, Kitchener had 4 in the offensive zone, so they've lost up possession of the ring, so a free pass for Ontario in center ice now.
My mom's watching at home. I don't think she's ever watched a Ringette game in her life, being from England, but hi to my mom out there. I don't think she ever watched any of my other broadcasts. That's nice. Thanks, Mom. Hi to you. You can learn the game of Ringette with me as we're here in overtime. This is coming up to Hodgert. Hodgert, who's had a couple penalties and some great shots. And here's a chance for Team Ontario, as going in there was Verbeek, and Verbeek's shot goes off the goalie, and now they get a full shot clock again. And it's going to come back to the top, and a shot and a save by Schultz.
Henry, I think this is a day for a lot of moms watching. We just got a tweet there from Ann Godkin. She is the mom to Danielle Kelton, an 18-plus Ontario team. She just wanted to thank the organizers from Ringette, Nova Scotia, and their volunteers, and of course Bell Line for making available for folks who didn't make the trip to be able to sit home and watch their children play.
All right, it's part of the great service that Bell Line does, giving the access to events like this, especially when you've got families that can't go on a trip like this and they still get to watch their athletes playing in a game like this. So fantastic. As this has really been a marathon, as another big save by Farquharson, and these players have really slowed down. And it comes up to Burke, and Burke gets a shot off, and it's a goal. Who lost 1-0 in the provincial final. They were tied 1-1 in the round robin, and here's Kitchener, who lost that Team Ontario title. They come all the way out here to Nova Scotia, and they're able to walk away as the U16 gold medalists, as the winners of the Eastern Canadian Ringette Championships. Holly, what a game that was.
It was an exciting game. I almost, from my vantage point, could see that going in, and unfortunately for the Ontario goalie, she just couldn't close up that gap there to prevent that goal from going in.
Well, as the game kind of slowed down, you got a shot like that. The defenders weren't there to block the shot like they had done so well. And it's a tough way to lose as far as Team Canada or Team Ontario goes. And here come the gloves as sticks fly and hit a couple people. But
all that money those parents spend. And unfortunately for the Ontario girls, they don't have anything to hang their head on. That was a great played game. It could have been either way.
But you know what? They've enjoyed it, and they still are Ontario champions. They are silver medalists here as they throw all their stuff off.
Yeah, they're all celebrating now.
You know, nothing to be ashamed of. Is here they go, and they'll shake hands, and I think you've got to go out there.
I have to go out and do some hardware presentation.
So we are going to be back with the U19 gold medal game here on Bell Line Community 1 as we broadcast all these games for you. The U19 game will be battled out between Saint-Marie de Beauce and Saint Hyacinthe. That'll be a U19 gold medal game. That'll be the final game of the weekend as we bring the U16 game to an end, and it was a goal by Amy Burke in overtime with 8 minutes and 4 seconds left in the sudden victory overtime that gives the Kitchener Wildcats the Eastern Canadian Ringette Championship for U16, and we'll be back with more Bell Line coverage here on Community 1. I'm Henry Whitfield. You can join me on Twitter at Henry Whitfield or using the hashtag 2013 ECRC, and we'll see you for our last game of the weekend, the U19 gold medal game.
To present ballots, we have Nancy Bennett, Executive Director of the Nova Scotia, and Holly LePierre from Bell Lines. We thank Bell Line Community 1 for being here today to broadcast the games on the internet. Color commentary provided by Holly LePierre and Henry Whitfield. Merci Bell Line pour la présence au public pour diffuser les matchs sur l'Internet. Our silver medalists for these Eastern Canadian Ringette Championships 2013 is Team Ontario 1 Seafourth. Congratulations, Reese Esmond. Number 4, Lena Hocat, Christy McCann. Number 6, Lena O'Cease, Avery Webb. Number 7, Lydia Hosset, Lindsay Thorne-Rose. Number 8, Lily O'Leary, Claire Hasselwood. Number 12, Lily Noble-Dooms, Amy Alpine. Number 14, Lily Noble-Quatorze, Nicole Bettles. Number 16, Lily Noble-Sets, Amanda Hodges. Number 3, Lily Noble-Trois, Ellie Van Damme. Number 10, Lily Noble-Dees, Kim Alpine. Number 11, Lily Noble-Holmes, Amanda Verbeek. Number 20, Lily Noble-Ven, Jesse Henson. Number 1, Lily Noble-Ven, Jordan Farks. Number 29, Lily Noble-Ven, Melissa Riley. Team staff, President d'équipe, Craig Hennessy, Tony Alpine, Michelle Hodges, and Frank Verbeek. Congratulations, félicitations. 21 winners from the Darjan. And now, for the gold medal winners, the Eastern Canadian Ringette Championships 2013, les médailles d'or du champion canadien de l'Espagne avec 2 000 flags. Team Ontario 2, Kitchener. Number 2, the yellow dude, Annika McVeigh. Number 3, the yellow quad, Maddie Morgan. Number 4, the yellow cap, Allison Stroud. Number 5, the yellow saint, Jordan Harrison. Number 6, the yellow C, Stacy Newell. Number 7, the yellow set, Amy Burke. Number 14, yellow cat Taurus, Tara Burke. Number 16, yellow says, Jessica Quinn. Number 8, yellow lead, Jessie Burke. Number 9, yellow lift, Michaela Baker. Number 12, the yellow deuce, Abby Black. Number 13, the yellow class, Sam Wiles. Number 1, the yellow leather, Amy Schultz. Number 18, the yellow key speaks, Melody Bushlock. Team staff, personne d'équipe, David Black, Diane Quinn, Jessica Lawrence, Tom Schultz, Sherry Towns. Congratulations, félicitations to our gold medal champions, and médaille d'or. I would ask team reps and commissioner to come forward to accept the trophy, please. As the Eastern Canadian Ringette Champions 2013